Hi everyone, today we're going to be learning long division, as you can see from the title. So first of all, I want all of us to be sure on long division. So here we have a one-digit divisor, and we have 965 divided by 8. So we know that 8 can go into 9 one time. So we put 1, and then we subtract by 8. So you get 16. Then we know that 8 can go into 16 exactly 2 times. So we minus 16. Then we have a 5. So we've got to remember, since we can't divide 8 by 5, we put a 0, and then we put our remainder, which is 5. So that would be our answer. So if we were to do 120 times 8, that equals 960. And then we add 5, it equals 965. Easy, right? So now let's do something new. Or something a bit harder. We're gonna have 9,648 divided by 32. So the concept's the same, we just want to use our divisors. So we know that 32 can't fit into 9, so what we want to do to make it easy is we can put an X. Now can 32 fit into 96? Yes. How many times? 3. So if you ever aren't sure, you can just multiply 32 times 3, 6, 96. And we get 0. Now we have a 4, but even after dropping down the 4, it still doesn't work. So what that means, if you drop a number down, but it still doesn't reach the 32, instead of putting an X, what you do in the middle of a few numbers is put a 0. So this will become more clear as we do some more problems. Then we'll drop down our 8. And how many times can 32 go into 48? Once. So you do minus 32. And here we get 16. So we'll put a remainder 16. So we get 301, remainder 16. Let's do a few more problems, similar. So we got number 3, and we're gonna do 2,498 divided by 28. So we'll put our X, since 28 cannot go into 2. We know that 28 cannot go into 24. So we've got to do 28 going into 249. So we can guess, well, if 28 times 9 is like 270, we can guess that it would be 8. So you're not always going to be sure, but you can always just multiply by a number and you'll eventually get there. So 224. So let's put our 8 minus 224. So here we subtract 5 to 250. Now we have 258. So I think this might actually work by 9. So let's just test. 28 times 9, 72. Here we get 18. 252. Perfect. Minus 252. We get 6. So we have 89. Remainder 6. So what that means is 89 times 28. And then we do that. So we get 72, 64, 71. Then we add our 0. We get 18. We add a 1. So we get 16, 17. So as you can tell, that's 2,492 plus 6 equals 2,498. So as you can tell, the cool thing with division is you can always check your answer by doing multiplication. So if you're not sure and you have time, just check your answer. So we're gonna do one more example, and then we'll go to something a bit harder. So we've got 72, and we've got so we've got 12,392 divided by 17. Divided by 72, not 17. So we put our 1. Well, first of all, we know that 72 cannot go into 1. We know that it cannot go into 2. So I'm going to guess 1 because 70 times 2 is 140, so it can't be 72. So it has to be 1. So we subtract by 72, and we get 1. We borrow over, and we get 51. Now, we'll drop down our 9. So this is a hard one. Let's try 8. So I'm guessing that it's 8. 16. Now we'll do 56. 57. As you can tell, it's bigger than our number. Maybe 7 would work. So as you can tell, sometimes it's a bit harder, but you can solve it. 14. Then we get 49, 50. So it must be 7. So we put 7 minus 504, and that would equal 5, 1, and now we'll drop down our 2. So how many times can that fit in? So I believe it's 2, so 72 times 2, 4, and then 14. So that works. Minus 144. We cross 8. So our answer is 172, remainder 8. So as you can tell, you can always break down these problems, even if they're bigger, smaller. Now let's give an example of a bit bigger one, just a teeny tiny bit. So we've got 193,468 divided by 127. Can 127 fit into 1? No, so we'll put our X. Can it fit into 19? No. Can it fit into 193? Yes. So we have, now we want to subtract by 127. So we'll cross over 13, 6, 6. We get 664. Now we drop down our 4. We do 127, and I'm guessing it's going to be 5. So we get 35. We get 10, 13, 1, minus 635. We get a 5 here, 14 here. So we get 29. And we'll add our 5. Don't forget, you don't want to forget to add your numbers. So then we'll put a 6, we'll drop it down, and I'm guessing it's going to be 2. So 127 times 2, 14, 4 times 5. So it's 2. Minus 254. So 242. 442. Now we'll drop down our 8. And now we've got 428. How many times can 127 go? So 428 divided by 127. So what we're going to do is we're going to do 127 times 3. So we get 21, 6 plus 2, 8, 381. And we'll add a 3 minus 381. We get a 7. We borrow. And so we get 47. So we get, our answer is 1,000. I said 1,523, remainder 47. So as you can tell, no matter the problem, we can always simplify long division. Thank you very much for watching this video on the path to math mastery, and have a nice day. Thank you very much.